All right, this is Ron Smalek, and I think I'm going to do my final test run of Vignette number 2. It's called Cold Feet. That was the working title. Decided to make that the actual title. This is also going to serve as my developer's commentary, so it may be a bit long. If you like developer's commentary, I hope you enjoy this. Alright, so right off the bat, you start off in what I will call a dream sequence. And in this dream sequence, you see some tropical stuff around the outside. It's actually like ocean waves and a desert island with a little white thing, which is supposed to be a little cruise ship. It's to scale with the island. That is obviously a reference to Vignette number 1. And there is a time dial here on the boombox, which indicates that you are in a different time period. Now, I will tell you that, well, I'll tell you what time period we're in a minute. But let me give you my inspiration. So, of course, like any good map, this one was inspired by a song that, to me, makes me think of my childhood in the 70s, but also makes me think of being in a snowstorm, actually up on a ski lift in a snowstorm, skiing and listening to 50s music, Beach Boys music, and this song in particular. So you can start grooving a little bit on this tune. And all of a sudden, the dream has to end at some point, right? And you have to wake up. Tomorrow is a big day. So I've established that you are, and by the way, now I've turned it to morning. I've established that it is the day before a big day, but I don't tell you what the big day is. And here are some newspapers. These are from 1979. Now, the actual dates of these independent issues may not be 79. I just Googled some 1979 newspaper images, but I think they're pretty good at placing you in the time period. So Jimmy Carter, Kennedy's going to run, and Give the Girl a Chance. This is actually Margaret Thatcher taking office in the UK. So you've got a UK and you've got an American paper, and then there's a plant mishap in the New York Post, which leaks radiation. Has absolutely nothing to do with this map. I just thought it would be interesting for people to start thinking there's a radiation leak. I don't know. Give the Girl a Chance kind of also refers to the fact that these vignettes always seem to have something to do with relationships. So, all right, let us take a look around the apartment that we start in. It's in a new part of town. If you remember, this building I'm looking at here is the bookstore that had Wendy/Alex's apartment. Across from that is the brick building that had your apartment as the player. So we're on the opposite side of the neighborhood. We have a to-do list. Oh man, I can't forget anything on this list. Okay, so I tried to be somewhat straightforward, although I realize that not everybody's going to pick this up. Pick out your suit, call your mom, pick up the suit, get flowers, pack, and notify post office. So here, I'm curious how many people may look at just the use of the word suit and not realize it's a tuxedo, but think that it might be a swimsuit from, because you see the island and possibly the cruise ship. Maybe you think you're going on a vacation or something because you have to pack and notify the post office. It actually does apply to the honeymoon of the character as well as the tux. The flowers kind of possibly makes it be a wedding. I kind of want you to think it's a wedding but not be sure yet. Not for any other reason, but to have the player a mystery that they need to figure out. Now, these apartments obviously don't belong to you, so the doors are closed and locked. That's, to me, just realistic. You wouldn't be able to go into a lot of other people's apartments just randomly unless you're some sort of criminal. So we have apartment 10, and we have this here, submit all maintenance requests to Ned by 1 p.m. This sign here ties this guy, Ned, as the landlord or the landlord to this apartment building here. Employees only, property management license. Couldn't really fit much else in here. I wanted to have one more tie to Ned, like a sign on his desk saying Ned's desk, but signs are too big to fit. And so here's Ned sweeping the front walk of the Agincourt Apartments. Agincourt is a reference to a hotel, actually, in a fictional work that I like by Stephen King. Ned has something to say. Winter is coming. So I'll let you figure out those two references there. One of them is also foreshadowing of what's in this map. So we have these cool posters around the vacant lot. We'll talk about that in a minute. We have some movie posters from the 70s. I'm really, really happy with the way those turned out. Oh, and we have some kids here. Orphans. Oh, they're jumping rope at the Burt Reynolds Home for Orphans. Now, this is a Mojang bug that really ticks me off. I'm going to log out. I'll log back in. And possibly, at some point, Mojang will render the lead. There's actually 2 leads there, but for whatever reason, this is a Mojang render bug. I can't fix it. I think it's okay without the rope there. You can imagine what they're doing. But obviously, if you get the rope to actually render would be best. And sometimes the leads even do render, but armor stands appear in the wrong spot. Or armor stands, I guess I should say, or leads appear in the wrong spot. Really quite annoying. This is probably the most number of times I've had to log out and back in to get the stupid thing to appear. Usually it just takes 1 or 2 times. But of course, when I'm trying to video it, that's when I have the problem. Let's do it a little slower. I don't think that should matter. It seems to be just random. There we go. If I had to guess, I would say that if I teleport from the spawn area to here, at the point where because there's an invisible chicken here, where the chicken is under the ground, well, or here, because the armor stand would be partially occluded, that's when if you get here the first time the lead renders, I have a feeling that's why it's invisible. Whereas if he's up in the air where the lead is not occluded by the ground, it's still visible, but I'm not really sure. So anyway, let's just take a quick look in here. For those of you who helped me build this neighborhood, you may be remembering that you also helped me build the Vignette 3 neighborhood, and you may recognize the interior of the Burt Reynolds Home for Orphans as something different than what you remember building. You'll see that in the 3rd one. So here's a couple orphans. This guy right here is Huckleberry Finn. Of course, he is referring to Tom Sawyer. So I'm going to give spoilers. Did I say that? Of course, you can't have orphans without Orphan Annie. Just thinking about yesterday. Bet your bottom dollar that yesterday. Mother Fields, strictly off limits. This is her office. That's a reference to Sally Fields, who's often with Burt Reynolds in awesome movies. Awesome movies. Girls' dormitory you can't enter just because I didn't feel like putting anything in there. Boys' dormitory, there's one more orphan that we need to meet. It is the Great Gatsby. These are quotes from those famous orphans. Of course, there's garbage in here. I like to put a little bit of garbage in my maps just for the player to kind of play with. Oh, here's the nun. Miss Mary Mac, all dressed in black, with silver buttons all down her back. That is what the orphans are singing as they jump rope. That's a double Dutch song from when I was a kid. And you yourself, you think, to be a kid again, or maybe have my own someday. So I'm trying to start planting the seed that you want kids. The nun says, "Good day, sir. Now, children, I said stay back from the street when you jump rope." Now, she shouldn't say anything. She's one of the only few that doesn't say something if you press her button again. Most people will actually say something. A lot of them will say something new. Some of them will just say the same thing. I'm really proud of this cola. If you remember in the first vignette, which, by the way, occurs in the 2010, 2016 area, 2015, it has hot dogs. Here they have ice cold cola. This is Big Al's Gas and Such. I had to turn these from packed ice into diamond for a reason I may mention in a second. And here's Mr. Ash Ketchum, the gas station attendant. Gas station? Careful, I saw a mouse in here earlier. Damn things, gotta catch them all. Oh, I should make it a yellow mouse. Oh well. You'll get the joke. I always debate whether I put too many jokes and references in, whether that distracts from the main story. Oh, here's something new. This wasn't in the first vignette. There's a sewer down there. Wonder how to get that open. Here we go. This was the Turkish pita. So this place was pretty important in the first map. It has a function, the palm reader, which we'll check out in a second in this map. I would say that it's completely optional, but the palm reader, she does actually make the story better if you go to her. But I do want her to be optional. Now here's the interior of the Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut, get it? Okay. The Pizza Hut, I think all these maps and banners are quite awesome. I have no idea what you buy in this place, but it looks to me like a hippie joint with a lot of drug paraphernalia. Oh, yeah. Whatever. Anyway, and then we have what used to be the dental center. It's the Jerry's Curls. We do the do for your big to-do. It's your big to-do. So this is an important day coming up tomorrow. The title of the map, of course, Cold Feet. Probably all have reinforced that this is going to be a wedding map. We have the ring bell for service if receptionist is not present. And then the stylist says, "Hi, hon, I'm back here with a customer. If you're looking for your gal, she's already left with her fine new do." These are hair dryers. So here's somebody with the hair dryer down over their head. And here's a woman without the hair dryer on her head yet. And then they're wearing these black protective capes to keep the hair off of them, like from Supercuts. The stylist, so in here, we've got things like bobby pins that you have no use for, a razor, who needs that? But there are some scissors that you can take. Can't take the shampoo, can't take the comb. There's 2 pairs of scissors you could take. Those will be actually important later. So things that you can actually break off frames might be important. This is the Redstone West apartment building, and the Redstone East is over there. This is a little bit hard to see, but I kind of like it. I wanted to make an intercom, so I stuck a command block on an NPC sticking out of the wall. Here is Booksy Galore. This is kind of a mix. Well, it was going to be a mix of Books A Million and I don't know what else. But then there's also this James Bond movie, and there's a villainess called Pussy Galore. And so for some reason, all that stuff sort of merged into my head, and I called it Booksy Galore. So we got the fiction section, the comic books and self-help, the clerk. Comic books are on that spinning rack. So here's an example where each time you press the button, there's another hint that this is going to be a wedding. His dialogue will rotate through. Stephen King, another Stephen King reference in here. So you can kind of look at those. I'm really proud of this build, and this is like a pickup truck. You can see here, it's kind of like got a flatbed in the back, and there's a truck driver in there who's obviously an armor stand guy. I was thinking about having him come out of the truck and interact with you at different points of the map. I ended up not doing that because here's Redstone East. Now, you may remember this was the apartment of the piano teacher. She's not here right now, but her piano is back. It's the best I could do in vanilla Minecraft without a resource pack. And I put a carpet here because this is the only door you can open in here. We'll go in there in a second. first we're going to meet who lives there by walking out here. Now, again, this is my test run, so I'm looking at every little detail that I can. Thank you guys again for helping me with clothesline. That's in a different video. So here's an alley that you couldn't get to in the first map, but it's open here, and you see a guy in the window. Old man in window. God darn hobos, get out of my alley. And if you walk up close to him, he's actually a naked old man in the window. There's got to be a naked person in all these vignettes. That is my unspoken promise to myself. All right, so the naked old man has some clothes hangers. He's got some old man pants and loafers, things like that. And he's also got a sequential text. So he says, "You tickle, can you scratch me higher?" Ah, yes. All right, that's enough. Don't want to lose my bladder. Oh, no, no, please no more. And I don't know if you heard the water. He says, damn. I know, it's just a little something to amuse myself. Here is the Cloud9 Diner. I'm actually really proud of the ASCII art on that sign there. I don't think I can eat anything. Too nervous about tomorrow. So again, reinforcing tomorrow's a special day. These are really cool. Oh, there we go. Really cool stools from Cloudwolf. They don't serve any story purpose, but I left them in because they're awesome. And of course, this guy here reminds me of the Village People who do the YMCA, which I in my mind anyway, associate all those songs with the 70s. I don't actually know when that came out. Here's a jukebox. Whoop. It doesn't have any record in it, though. No. We have a waitress here, and she's wearing a white apron, and she says, "What'll it be, sugar? We got some hot French fries." Because check that out, the really cool French fry cooking vat. And you can hear the lava occasionally below. There you go. I think lava, in this case, I could probably put a command block making more lava sounds, but I didn't. Guess what this is? Oh, how did you guess? Here's another reference. See if you can figure this one out. This guy named Vincent. "Hey man, have you seen my dog running around here? Walt! Come on, boy." So he's lost his dog named Walt, apparently. Wonder what that could be a reference to. Oh, there's an empty church. Well, not totally empty. There's somebody in here. Ooh, and I think I need to change his... I just realized I need to change his block color. Shoot. Okay, let me make a note of that. I don't want him to blend in with the bride NPC who will eventually be up here on the altar as well. "He who farts in church sits in his own pew." What? Jesus, Santa Claus, and Batman walk into a bar. This one goes out to the guy in the back. He's not sleeping, he's just really deep in prayer. "And on the 8th day, God removed Herobrine." Oh, sorry, my son, I didn't see you there. I was just practicing for my sermon tomorrow. So you can iterate through his dialogue. That worked fine. I'm doing a counterclockwise sweep around the city. Here we go, Vanilla Films. Apparently at some point they had an office here in the back alley with Hobo. Hobo's got some dinner, lunch, and breakfast. "Hey, watch it. This may be just a trash can to you, but to me it's a gourmet kitchen. You broke his trash can. Hey, watch it. I'll give you back your potato, no problem." So I actually had so you remember over here there was a pressure plate that said that the old naked man was yelling at hobos? I actually had a story arc in here where later on in the map, the old man becomes trapped in his apartment and he's starving. And the hobo is the one that rescues him by bringing him food, by bringing him potatoes. But I took it out because I think it was too distracting. It didn't fit. Here we go. The offices of Activision, Coleco, and Atari Inc. I started off just putting Atari in here. I wanted a reference to the 70s. And then I looked it up and Googled it. And these three companies were rivals. So I said, well, let's just put them all right next to each other. Why not? Have a little bit of fun. I have many, 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 many awesome memories of all three of those. More trash. Diner receipt. Office building. Still not able to go in here, but you will later in this map. 111 South. So I actually set this up this time that certain buildings will open and close at different time periods because, well, just to make it different. So if you explore the town at different periods in the map, you'll find different things. Some trash in here. A dog neck cone thing. I never know what those are called. And then, of course, okay, Heavenly Threads is where we're going, if you've forgotten. Pick up soup from Heavenly Threads. So I went completely around the map without going there. And there's nothing you can do in this alley here. Elroy was here. I feel like that's a quote from something, but I may have misquoted it, but I left it in there anyway. And then this is me and my wife. Scratched into the wall. Okay, let's go in though. This time it's called the Watney Market. It's not the Market Up yet. It's got a better entryway, and it's got some clerks wearing their orange Watney Market vests with their purple uniforms. And here's the automotive section. We've got engine oil, car jack, crowbar, and air freshener. Now, the air freshener actually doesn't do anything. Engine oil doesn't do anything. Car jack doesn't do anything. Crowbar is important. It has can place on packed ice tag. That's weird. That's why I had to turn, if you remember, I mentioned in the gas station, I had to turn the ice into diamond so you couldn't use it there on accident. Here's another clerk. Here is a shopper. This guy's kind of funny. He's actually an Abraham Lincoln skin. I don't know why. I just wanted an Abraham Lincoln skin. He's got some... Oh, there's an anvil left here. Shoot. All right, I made a note for that to be cleaned up. Here's another shopper. Here is the Z-Quill. World's fastest sleep aid since 1973. So I'm leaving that in the map. And let's just check the clerks. Now, both of these clerks are keying off the same dialogue tree. So I should be able to rotate through. Welcome to the Watney Market. How can I help you with anything? The PA system says clean up in aisle 3. I'm just making sure that it's iterating. The automotive section is in the rear left of the store. That's a clue that you need to go there. Did you see our sale on Mars bars? So Mars bars are a candy bar that was around in the 70s, and it's the Watney Market, or the Mark Watney Mars bars. Okay, so Heavenly Threads. This is the first place we're really supposed to go. We've got the sheep up there changing colors. These are all disabled. These are invulnerable. Again, I'm doing a test run here. Here's the tailor. Ah, yes, here you are, sir. I trust everything will fit to your satisfaction. Best of luck tomorrow. Darn, the zipper's stuck. I'll have to take this back to my apartment and open it with some scissors. I don't know why the nun just said that twice. Huh. But you can see it has started snowing. Now, if you remember... sorry, I'm making a note that the nun dialogue fired twice at Taylor. I don't know why that would have happened. I have a guess, but it started snowing. Now, you remember in your dream, you hear the Beach Boys song, and I told you that in real life, when I listen to that type of, or that is the type of music I listen to when it is winter, when I'm out sledding, skiing. I love the beat and the tempo and like the thoughts of warm weather, but I enjoy, I don't know, for whatever reason, old 50s and 60s music and 70s music makes me think of skiing. So, okay, the tailor gave you a wardrobe bag, but the zipper is stuck. You cannot open it, but it can be placed on red sandstone. And you thought to yourself that you have to take it back to your apartment and open it with some scissors, which we took from the hair place. Ned is still sweeping it's just a light snow right now, so he's sweeping the snow away, but his dialogue is still the same. Somebody's dialogue changed. So here the kids have thrown down their jump rope, and now they are tossing snowballs. This one here bugs me because it's hitting this invisible armor stand and breaking the snowball, but I can't get him to throw his up like this guy, and I think it's because of where his armor stand is. occluding ability. Anyway, hopefully... I messed that up. Yeah, so her dialogue was supposed to be careful with snowballs, you'll shoot someone's eye out. That's a reference to Christmas Story. I need to go look at that one. Well, oh, what's this? Part of the road has become icy. Good thing... Oh, wait a minute. This is a sewer cap. I can place a crowbar, and I can pop open the sewer cap, and I can go down here now. Huh, it's... Oh, is there something stopping me from going in the water? Oh, my own conscience. I don't want to go... No way am I jumping in that horrid water. That's probably a good idea. You don't want to go in the cold, freezing water. Icky sewer water. Wonder why you're able to come down here then. Maybe something happens later. Who knows? Okay, palm reader. Oh, we didn't talk to the palm reader. I said she was optional. You can do this at any time, but I think it's important. Now look deeply, darling. This is one of the only times that we have left the neighborhood and we are in some sort of weird hypnotic state. I see a child in your future. Is it a girl or a boy your heart desires? Now, if you choose a girl, then after you get married and have children, your daughter's name is Wendy. If you choose a boy, you're choosing that your son will be the player of vignette number 1, who is the stalker guy in 2015. Or so Wendy in 2015 is probably in her 30s or 40s, early 40s, early 40s, late 30s. On the stalker guy, same thing. And so you're basically making the choice. Now I'm going to go with Wendy, because I like that ending the best. Yes, I see her. She's lying along the trunk of a coconut tree. That's what the palm reader says. That is obviously a reference to the beginning of the vignette where Wendy is on the desert island with the singles cruise, which is also what you saw in your dream. So it all ties back together. So now we know, well, you don't know yet, but this vignette is... you are playing the parents of Wendy or the player from the first vignette. Okay, his dialogue should still be the same. Okay, yeah, so sorry, I forgot. Nothing updates when it starts snowing. It's after you go back to your apartment. And I believe the apartment is the only place that has a red sandstone block right here, where you can actually place this. And the wardrobe bag is locked. Remember, the zipper was stuck? You got to open it with some scissors. And there is your powder blue 70s tuxedo and bow tie. Tux fits all right, but I can never get the bow tie right. Maybe it's not too late to ask Faith. So now we've got another named NPC we haven't met yet. She's probably still awake. I'll just head over to her apartment at Redstone West. I hope she's in Redstone West. Let's go test that out. I forgot I could turn the lights on in here. I was originally going to have a power outage at this, or caused by the snow, but I didn't. So let's go downstairs and let's see. Now we are at stage +1. So let's go see what happens at +1. Oh. Uh-oh. Something actually didn't work, but we'll... That's weird because it's always worked before. All right, Ned now has a snow shovel. So he's still keeping the front of the apartment. He says, "The winters are hard, but the Starks will endure. We always have." That's a quote that cracks me up. Huh, so something didn't work here. The snow is actually supposed to deepen. Taylor says, "Do tell, how is the fit?" Okay, nothing new in the market, but now we have... Oh, well, now obviously we have a new thing here. We have a bus. We have a bus driver standing outside the bus. We have an extra car jack for no reason. We have an extra crowbar in case you didn't get one out of the market. But I wanted you to make... I wanted to put something in every corner of the city, of the neighborhood, to make sure that you actually go around and not just... Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait. Sorry. Oh, wait, no. Yeah, never mind. There is something missing. And I don't know why. The snow is actually supposed to get deeper. It's worked every time before, and I didn't change that, but it didn't work this time. So we make a note here. +1 snow didn't work. That's interesting. Alright, this guy, I forgot my code upstairs. I hate waiting for the elevator. The elevator will never open, so he's going to be waiting here forever. And this office worker with her black briefcase, he had a brown briefcase, says, "Excuse me, but I want to get home before the snow gets any worse." Foreshadowing. Oh, gosh. Oh, I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. The snow is not supposed to deepen yet until you talk to Faith. Okay, let's check out the bus. So there's a couple people in the bus. What does the bus driver say? "We're on our way to Filan County, but may stop here for the night to wait out the snow." At least 2 people watching this probably know what that reference is. Okay, so nothing happened here. Right. So now Redstone West should be open. Good, it is west. So here's where you're supposed to go with the bow tie. Apartment 312C once again. Oh, this time it is Faith, your fiance's apartment. Can't get out the window yet to the clothesline. And Faith, her trunk is not locked, but she has some 70s clothes. She has some garbage, empty Kleenex box. Wall calendar still there from the first map. She's got some wedding apparel that you can take. It's one of the few things that you can take from an armor stand perspective. Okay, Faith. Faith's name, by the way, was suggested to me by somebody on Twitter. So, get out, you. Don't you know it's bad luck to see me before the wedding? So here's the first confirmation that you're actually getting married tomorrow. As if I wasn't nervous enough already. Ugh. Give me that bow tie, you big oaf. So she took the bow tie. There you go. Say, "The floor sent flowers over. Can you drop them off at the church for me on your way home? Don't stay up all night with the Atari." That's why I added Atari, by the way. "You'd better not be late in the morning. Smooch. Now go. I need to calm down." Now she's acting really nervous. So I had one of the endings to this map was that when you finally get to the altar and say your vows, that she runs off. And a horse appears, and you are supposed to ride her down on the horse and bring her back to the wedding. It's like a reference to Pretty Woman, but it was too complicated. I took it out. It didn't help the story. So I just have some hints in her dialogue that she's nervous, that she's got cold feet, which is the title of this map. You don't really exhibit any cold feet. You just exhibit signs through your dialogue or your thoughts that you're kind of a doofus. Not a doofus. You're forgetful. Let's say that. But she actually has a bit of cold feet. Okay, good. Pressing her doesn't do anything. She gave you the bow tie, which used to be all crumpled. Now it's a helmet. Yes, it's a helmet. Where's your imagination? It's a bow tie, okay? I didn't do a resource pack. Here are the altar flowers. Now, the altar flowers are completely optional. They do have an impact on what happens at the end of the map, but they are completely optional. Okay, now we're at stage 2. So now you see the snow starting to get... Oh, sorry. We're at stage 1, +1, I should say. The snow starting to get deeper in a lot of spots. The truck now has a snowplow on the front of it. I am going to... Oh, and who's this? Walt! Vincent, you found your dog! Oh, man, I found my dog. So glad he wasn't lost. Reference. Okay. This is the first time that I'm testing his next iteration of dialogue. Let's check the hobo. So now the hobo has lit a fire to keep himself warm, and he's now got baked potatoes. This is when he was going to start interacting with the old man. Took that out, like I said. So you can put these flowers on the altar if you want. I'm going to not put this one on the altar. I'm only going to put this one here because I want to test that dialogue. And again, the priest should be red. He's still telling jokes. I actually had a pastor in the Lutheran church that I went to after I got married who told lots of jokes during his sermons. So that is an homage to Pastor Don. I feel like something else changed, but I don't remember what it is. And by the way, you should not be able to get into this vacant lot. So I'm hoping that when I give this to my beta testers tonight, they will test the parkour for me. Okay. So she gave you the altar flowers. Whoops. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Here you go. She gave you the altar flowers. Don't stay up all night. You'd better not be late in the morning. Now go. Okay, so basically you need to go back to your apartment now. I thought I was more explicit, but oh well. Smart people will figure it out within the context of the story. Dumb people will get frustrated, quit the map. This map isn't for you. Alright, so you go back to your apartment, and now there's a button on your bed indicating... Oh, I'm supposed to press it. Okay, now this increments the snow to mode 2. We're going to sleep. Whoa, what was that? Did my alarm clock not work? Oh my god, what time is it? Am I late? I need to go see if Faith's left her apartment yet. Huh. So he's worried about her. He doesn't want to be late, but he's wondering if, whoa, there's a lot more snow now. This is one of the main themes for the map. Was it's sort of a tech demo to see how it would look if I keep incrementing snow depth throughout a map. I'm not 100% liking how it is. I kind of was in my mind thinking that it was all flat and that you would have to be following kind of like a maze of basically walking through a maze of 2-block high snow. That changed in a lot of iterations of this map. This is probably the final version. Ned now says, the next time we see each other, we'll talk about your mother, I promise. Now, that's a show reference and a book reference. Actually, I think it's a show reference. It may or may not be a book reference. Can't remember now. But could it be a foreshadowing to a future vignette? Even further back in the past? Who knows? Okay, got 2015. Now we're in the 70s. So in 1979, where I live in Chicago... there actually was a huge blizzard, and the snow, when I was a kid, the snow was over my head. That's how deep it was. And my parents had shoveled a narrow passageway from my front door along a sidewalk to my driveway. Whoops, here. And then down my driveway to the bottom of the street so we could walk to school. And that was one of the main impetuses of this map. So now you see the orphans are partially covered in snow, but you can't get in most of the buildings anymore. The doors have been blocked over by snow in most of these places. Now, oh shucks, her dialogue does not work because it fired off earlier. Okay, we already made a note of that. So now here's why you have to go down into the sewer. I've made this so that there's no way out of this quadrant of the city. I've blocked it off completely. But the sewer was water before. Oh, I see. It's frozen, so now you can walk here. Oh, how clever. Ha ha ha. No Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle references in this one, although anytime I make sewers, I think of them when I design the layout and the pipes and yeah. So there's a sewer that you have to cross through. This is actually supposed to be ooze from TCRI Industries. Sewer that you can't get up. Now this part here, I'm slightly worried it might be too well hidden, but there's no way up out of this sewer. There's the hobo, unless you flick this lever. If I did this correctly, you can't get back out over here either. So again, if somebody feels like they're lost in the sewer, then they're just not being observant and this map's not for you. Yeah, can't get out. So that ladder broke when the water froze on purpose. And you have to get out over here. By doing that. Okay, so there's the hobo. If you hadn't already talked to him, you could talk to him again about his potatoes. All right, so here's the church. Now you should not... Oh, fudge. You're not supposed to be able to get into the church. Dang it. Dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it. Okay. I have fixed this like 4 times. Okay, hold on. Somewhere I've got a command block that's turning this snow into air, and I can't find it. Here's Vincent. Oh, his dog is gone again. This is what I'm testing this time because I made an update that I haven't tested yet. Oh, man. Oh, so his frickin' dialogue didn't update. Dang it. I suck. Man, it's so many little tiny things with command blocks that make me hate them. Here's where this guy's window was going to be busted open with the snow. Did I show you these posters before? I'm pretty proud of these, actually. Oh, this is actually a 1964, and this is a 70 poster. I didn't even notice the date on there before. That's funny. Oh, well. It's the 70s. Hey, this is a fictional world. This isn't our real world. Redstone East is blocked. So remember, we are supposed to be coming here to see if Faith has left her apartment yet. Oh, her apartment's blocked, but there's a button here. All these other buildings should be blocked. The stupid church should have been blocked. Okay, let's hit the button. Holy moly, the snow covered the door. I've got to get up to Faith's apartment and check on her. Maybe that clothesline. Oh, so somehow we need to figure out how to get up to the clothesline, right? But we can't get in there. What if we climb up this back side of this snow? And now we can enter the vacant lot, or we could just walk around on the fence. And this is The Rose from the Dark Tower series. Stephen King reference there, my favorite books. And now we can finally get up here. You can do a little bit of parkour around to buildings. You can't really get very far, but there's nothing hidden in this one. And you climb up here, and now you can drop down onto the clothesline, and you can walk across it. And now you can drop down into her window, which is open. She's gone, but there's a button there, so you can press it. She must be at the church already. Oh God, I am late. Or I am late, if you want to read it properly. Can't get out through the door because it's full. Good. So a few little minor tweaks that I'm not sure why some of them are still occurring, actually. I guess you could jump over here or you could jump straight down. Doesn't matter. Okay, so now there's nothing else to do except go for the church, but I do need to check on one more side quest. And it is this truck. Huh. This truck is supposed to run into the bus. Now, this block of the bus is gone. Oh, I see. I know why that's happening. Okay. Okay, I've got an idea how to fix that. For some reason, the snowplow is gone. And this tire... Oh, this tire must have got wiped out by the snow. Okay, so I need to fix that. But basically, this crash here was what woke you up. I wonder if I should make that more obvious. I think I may make the explosion sound, and then your thoughts are that sounded like a car crash. Okay, now here's the part I'm testing for the first time. This was actually... This scene that we're about to see, this is a completely side scene. It has nothing to do with what actually goes on in the church, but I wanted it to occur in this corner of the map over here, but I just couldn't fit it in. Like, literally, it doesn't... The bus and the truck and what I want to happen doesn't fit, because my original idea was to have half of this apartment building burn down, and you would have to make a choice whether you run in and save people or whether you get to the church on time, because remember, today's your wedding day. I didn't bother to put that in. Again, it seemed distracting, and that would also contribute to the ending of your bride running off. Oops, sorry. But I ultimately decided to leave that out. But I'm leaving this scene in. I'm leaving this part in. Hopefully it works. Oh, fudge, it didn't work. Okay, well, that's an Easter egg that you will have to find if you play the map at a later date. So now you can go to the church. Again, if you can't figure out how to get into the church, that's going to be your own problem. I wonder if I should put a pressure plate here for the music. I think I'm going to take the music off of the priest. Now, these folks here are still in the town. I didn't bother to take them off when I moved them into the church. And the main reason that I felt I could get away... Oh, shoot, you can get out. I was under the impression that you couldn't get out. I think... Anyway, it's not a big deal. This is the end anyway. So here's your bride, and this is why I need to make the priest red. I'm kind of wondering if I should move her back a block, but... so there is some dialogue that she says, if I had put this flower here, that shouldn't show up this time. That's my test. So if you want to see what that is, do it right. Dearly beloved, we're gathered here today to join Ars Malik in faith and holy matrimony. And then she whispers to you, cutting it kind of close, don't you think? That is a quote from The Incredibles, an awesome movie. Okay, Ars Malik, do you take Faith to be your lawfully wedded wife? Why does that happen? My UUID, huh? I don't like that. So if you want to marry her, you press the button. If not, you can just close the map and go on about your business because you're an idiot. Okay, and... Oh, Monkey's uncle, that didn't work again. Really? I think I didn't clear the red stone block. And the red stone is still holding him on. Okay, I have some bugs to fix, but... son of a gun. I do know that the part that happens after this does work. Oh, no, I have to show it to you, actually. I have to show it to you because it's actually really cool. So let's go down to my redstone layer, which is at 41. Yep, I didn't clear the stupid redstone block. That's the problem. Oh, why didn't this trigger, though? That's interesting, isn't it? Did I play? I bet you I placed this after the redstone block. No, I didn't. Huh. Okay, that's why it's not working. So, whoops. Let's... Oh, now it worked. So you say yes, you get warped to 1983. So it's about 4 years later. And since I chose the girl child, this baby in the playpen with the diaper on has the name of Wendy. So Wendy's your daughter. And you have a telescope here that is yours. So Wendy's parents had the telescope that eventually makes its way into the hands of the player from vignette number 1 that is used to spy on Wendy when she's older. Now, if you chose the boy, Wendy's name is not there. It's assumed to be a boy child. And Faith's dialogue will tell you something else about the telescope. But in this case, she's going to say, "Hi, honey, how's work? You wouldn't believe the day we had. Our daughter is going to get herself into real trouble when she grows up." So Wendy's going to get herself in trouble when she grows up. That's referring to the events of the first vignette. And you get the book, which looks good. That's my first test of receiving the book. And that was the fin. That was the end of this map. Pretty straightforward story. I still have a couple bugs I need to work out. And then this will be off to my beta testers. But hope you enjoyed a little bit of behind the scenes testing, as well as a little bit of bug fix. So not bug fix, but triage, and a little bit of inspiration design principles. My next map, the Vignette 3, is already built from the neighborhood perspective. All I need to do is add the NPCs and the redstone. I want to have it out in March. So I'll have one map in Jan, one in Feb, one in March. I may or may not meet March just due to some real life stuff. So I'm saying March, April, but definitely by April, vignette number 3 will be out. And hopefully you've already enjoyed this map. Thank you for watching, etc.